my channel is 2C Science Classes. In case you are new to this channel, in 2C Science Classes, we talk about science-related topics, especially for secondary school. So if you are new to this channel, please hit the notification button so that you don't miss out in any of my classes, and also click on the subscription button and subscribe to my channel. Again, if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. So today we'll be looking at what? Chemical safety precautions, especially safety precautions in the school laboratory. Okay, so before we talk about chemical safety precautions today, we need to understand what chemicals are, because we work with chemicals every day, especially in the school laboratory. So chemicals are substances having specific molecular compounds obtained by and used in chemical processes. So there are so many precautions we have to observe, because these chemicals can be very hazardous and also inflammable. So we'll be looking at some safety precautions that we have to take in the laboratory. One is you have to follow all established procedures and perform job duties as you have been trained. So if you are a student and you have your teacher with you, please follow all instructions that the teacher will be giving you in the laboratory. Again, you have to read all labels in the containers and material safety data sheets before using any material, and make sure you understand the hazards and the precautions. You have to also ensure proper labeling and storage of chemicals. Of course, sometimes you have to produce chemicals in the laboratory, and when these chemicals are produced, please do make sure that you label the containers and also put your dates so that you know when these chemicals are produced and when they will no longer be in use. Again, you have to use all materials solely for their intended purpose. So you don't bring an acid, for instance, and say there's no base in the laboratory, and then you want to use it in place of the base. You have to use each chemical for proper purpose, intended purpose, and never eat or drink while handling any material in the laboratory. It's very dangerous to eat in the laboratory or to drink. Okay, and you have to store all materials in a properly ventilated, dry, cool areas. Keep you and your work area clean. After handling any material, wash thoroughly with soap and water and clean work surfaces. Of course, you know that sometimes you might have some spills spills when you are working. Just ensure that the surfaces you work on are dry. You clean them with the proper materials and also keep yourself clean. Learn about emergency procedures and equipment for evacuating and reporting. In case there are accidents in the laboratory, please ensure that you understand the emergency procedure. Call your lab attendant or your teacher in charge and learn how to evacuate the environment. Now you have to also wear your safety glasses. Wear it especially when you are handling acid, bases, or any flammable materials. Let the instructor know immediately about any glassware breakage or chemical spills. Now some students can be very funny. They break laboratory equipment, and they tend to hide it because they don't want their teacher or the instructor to see it. Please ensure that you report any item that is broken or when you spill chemicals. But like I said, these chemicals can be highly hazardous and dangerous to our health. And again, use pipette filters when pipetting any fluid. Whenever working with acid or bases, have the chemicals available at your workstation, and do not carry pipettes with fluid across rooms from one room to the other. Okay? And when diluting acid, remember, this is just a particular principle that you have to follow. You pour the acid into water, not water into acid. Acid can be highly inflammable, and so if you pour water to acid, it might cause explosion. So always pour your acid to water when you are trying to dilute your acid. Use heat-resistant gloves or palms when handling hot glassware, chinaware, etc. Because these things can be very hot and damaging to your skin and your palms. So anytime you want to pick anything that is hot, wear your safety gloves, or you use your palms to pick. Okay? And so label and date all chemical mixtures that are made and kept for future use. I've said that before. Make sure that anytime you prepare your chemicals, put the label so that only time you want to use it, you can know the particular date when you actually produce that chemical. Dispose of all used solution in an approved manner as directed by the instructor. So most times when you produce these chemicals and you finished your experiments and you have leftovers, please make sure that you dispose them, and not just disposing them, but disposing them properly. If you have to pour, if it's liquid, you pour into the sink and then rinse off with what? Enough water, okay? And then keep the surfaces, like I said, dry. Empty all used inoculated bacteria medium, okay, from test tubes or dishes into a designated container so that it may be sterilized before disposal. Especially if you're working with Petri dishes and you make some food for the bacteria, just make sure that you empty everything and wash, even with liquid soap and enough water. Okay, so finally, if you live in the laboratory, ensure to switch off all electrical appliances, because this can cause fire. So make sure that you switch off everything, be it your microscope, be it your bulb, be it your fans, whatever that is connected to electricity. Please switch off every electrical appliances before leaving the laboratory. And also make sure to wash your hands with soap and water before leaving. So this brings us to the end of our class for today. If you like my channel, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, like I said, please do subscribe to 2C Science Classes. Until we meet again, bye.